Yo, like and subscribe.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
And welcome in, everybody, and here we go again. This is Monday Morning Quarterback, only on A2D Radio. We are brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. And my mouse does this to me every time. Here we go. We'll try it again. We are brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. We know many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues, and we are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Ask for our boy Rob. Tell him Tom and the boys at A2D sent you and get taken care of. All right, fam? We know it. Listen, big show in store for you. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, the family out there join us. Welcome in. If you're just here, like, subscribe, follow, get involved in the conversation. We'll talk latest Flyers news. Obviously, when it comes to playing the Devils on Thursday, that game's already been postponed because Devils, I believe, have 18 players in COVID protocol right now. So, not good. And I don't know how it's going to affect the Flyers moving forward. I think they play them 2 more times coming up. So, Flyers could get some postponed games. Already have one on Thursday versus the Devils. Latest Sixers news, little West Coast trip. Right? And all teams over 500 on this little trip. Okay, so we're going to go over it. We'll go over game by game and let you know how the Sixers leave the trip. Okay, and it's like a week and a half, too. It's long, but we'll talk Sixers. Super Bowl 55 recap. Listen, it was atrocious. It wasn't what it was supposed to live up to, and we came into it expecting big things, and typical 2020, 2021 doesn't live up to it. Well, welcome. If you're just joining us in 2021, welcome. Things aren't living up to what they're supposed to, and the Super Bowl was an example of that. Tom Brady, you don't got to like it, the greatest to ever do it, and Patrick Mahomes, playing banged up last night. Obviously, when you lose your left tackle, things break down. You had 3 different position changes from just losing your left tackle. Hence, pressure on the quarterback dictates wins and losses in this league. And Tampa got after them. And credit to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Super Bowl champions. But we'll recap it. We'll talk more about it. But our main topic at hand is Carson Wentz and the trade rumors that continue to circle. Or if not, if you go off of a little 97.5 report today, or if not, because supposedly he's talked to everybody. He's talked to Jeffrey. He's talked to Sirianni. They all get along. Supposedly just not answering Howie's calls. Okay. Not that I don't believe he's not answering Howie's calls. Just a little spin doctor from the owner right there. Smell right through that one. Our poll question. Oh, goodness gracious. And, we're back at it again. And our poll question is going to be, it's just crazy. It's just crazy that we're back at it. We're back at it. Brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D for 20% off. That's bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D for 20% off. Our poll question, it's time for the Philadelphia Eagles to trade Carson Wentz. You agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download, join the conversation. Hit that thumbs up button if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, retweet that bitch. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Oh, goodness gracious. I always disagree with it. I just disagree. Is it time for other reasons? Maybe. I mean, I've mentioned that. I mentioned them plenty of times that I'm over the conversation and just move them. But for me, it's just like I'm not ready to just say I want to stink for the next 5 years. I'm not ready. I'm just not ready to do that. I'm not ready to say because the guy had one bad year that all of a sudden he can't play football. I just don't want to believe that. And unless I'm getting a haul for him, I don't even want to play this game. Like I've been very clear. I want 2 firsts and a player for me to even discuss. And now you're talking about Nick Foles? Now we're talking about Nick Foles again? We're doing this? I can't do this again. I cannot put myself or this fan base through Nick Foles again, and now you're going to do it to another young quarterback. So now you're going to put Nick Foles behind Jalen Hurts? And then what's the pressure on Jalen Hurts if he doesn't play well the first 4 games? Now everybody's going to be begging for Nick Foles, expecting us to go on a Super Bowl run. Okay, let's be realistic. That's a one-time thing, baby. One-time thing. I don't want to put this pressure if it is going to be Jalen Hurts. I don't want to put that pressure on him. So that trade in no way I like. I think that trade's just to try to jack up the price to the Colts or another team. If they're even trying to trade him. Like, you want to trade him? Fine. Then do it. Okay? But 2 firsts and a player. You're trading a franchise guy that you labeled a franchise guy that you paid $128 million to. The Chiefs showed you last night you can't protect, you stink. Nobody got hit more than Carson Wentz this year. I'm not comparing him to Mahomes. I'm comparing him to every quarterback that's ever played that game of football. That's what I'm comparing him to. Because every quarterback that gets beat up doesn't win. In Tom Brady's games where Tom Brady gets beat up, he doesn't win. It's factual. It's simple. Okay? It's been the only way you can beat him. His greatness overcomes it because we get the ball out quicker, etc. But it's the same point. I'm not saying Carson didn't play like shit this year. That's well documented, me saying that. I'm saying you brought in all this other stuff to try to fix him. You owe him a ton of money. You owe it to him to get it right. You owe it to him to get an offensive line right in front of him. You owe it, and don't tell me, Jimmy Kempski trying to tell me, well, it's not the same. It's not the same. What are you talking about, Jimmy? What are you talking about? Their starting left tackle, who they drafted in the first round, Jimmy, was gone from the beginning of the season, before the season even started. Okay, they went to Jason Peters, who's 90, with all due respect. Their right guard, Jimmy, who's considered a top 5 guard in football, was gone before the beginning of the year. So don't tell me that they weren't missing 2 expected big-time contributors up front for them, and Andre Dillard and Brandon Brooks. Don't tell me that. That's outlandish to tell me. Okay, and then to be down the scrappy 5th-round picks, and who are you thinking you're beating? For any quarterback. This isn't about Carson Wentz. This is just factual. And now you're going to run him out because you got a new little toy in the shed, and and it runs fast. Come on, I just think it's delusional. I think we're out of control. And this isn't a shot at Jalen Hurts. This is just real. You're going to run this guy out of town for 1 bad year, and we all want to be prepared for what that could be, what that could lead to, which is no good, which is maybe him winning somewhere else or us just flat out stinking. I don't care what he does, essentially. I care what happens here, but it could lead us to dreck the bad football for a long, long time. This year, us telling this year to hold our beer. All right? I mean, I don't want that. I don't want that. And I'm not saying Carson Wentz the end-all be-all to us to be able to win. But shit, it starts at the quarterback position. And what did you put around him? We were just crowning him after last year. Not this past year, the one before. 4,000 yards, no receiver over 1,000. Oh, my God. Right? And now it's gone. For that deal, for Tyreek Cohen and Nick Foles, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Okay? And then the only deal that I would even drive him for, I mean, you give me 2 firsts, Roquan Smith, and a player another player, then maybe I'll take him. But like, I'm not even happy about it. Like, I don't know. I mean, why not? It's a $15 million cap hit next year just to call it a day if he can't play. Don't you owe it to yourself, the organization, the fans, the guy you paid the money to, the other players, to try to see if you can get it right with him? I don't know. That maybe I'm misguided by this whole situation. This whole situation is a train wreck, and it shouldn't even come to this. Like, we put the quarterback behind him. Nobody's saying Dillard can play. First off, nobody's saying Dillard can play. What I'm saying is your expected starting left tackle that you drafted in the first round, and your starting right guard who's a top 5 guard in football. I'm saying that affects you up front big time. You guys want him gone, then fine. Fine. But I'm not ready to say he can't play and we can't win with him. I'm not ready to say that. You drafted Jalen Hurts as an insurance policy, not the starter. Madon, what are we doing? What are we doing? What did he do? They say, oh, you know what? Like, it's one thing. I forget about the wins, losses. Forget that he was 1-3 as a starter, okay? Look at the numbers. I mean, are we okay? And that's not enough to judge him off one way or the other. But, I mean, I can see if he lit the world on fire. I can understand it. I can understand everybody wanting to trade him and move on to Jalen Hurts. But he didn't light the world on fire either. Why? Because the offensive line stinks and things stink around them. When are we just going to say that, like, give this guy that you signed a chance to win? A chance to win one damn time. And so what about the injury history and the injury mojo? That's why you drafted the guy to be behind him in case he did get hurt. I don't know. I mean, I just disagree to it. I don't think there's a time and a place where right now that you're moving on from him for the deals that you're getting offered. Who's saying he's mad, Rob? Who's saying that? Because now the reports are saying he's not mad at the organization. He's just mad at Howie. This is the bullshit that's getting spewed on a day-to-day basis. It's something different. It's something different on a day-to-day basis. Something different.
I don't know who to believe at this point. I don't.
I don't believe it. You know what I mean? But people can believe whatever they want. I look at it, but, I mean, it's out of control.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Now everybody's taking it like I'm crowning Dillard. Now we're crowning Dillard because I'm just making a point that you're without two of your starting offensive linemen before the season even started.
I don't think you – I mean, I can't see the comments because I'm on my phone, but, I mean, I would certainly hope people don't think you were crowning Dillard because you mentioned Dillard for like 3 seconds. You didn't go on like a Jeffrey Lurie, paragraph monologue like you did about Nate Sudfeld. Like you mentioned, like, hey, he was the guy who was a first-round talent who was supposed to be our starting left tackle, and he got replaced by a guy who wasn't even on the roster at the time. Like, that's kind of important. I'm not a big Dillard guy either, but it's freaking important, guys. Especially when you look at what the offensive line, went down to. It's pretty important. Hell, losing freaking Driscoll at one point was pretty important, and he wasn't even supposed to start. He was like a third stringer. It's the point. No, so
backups.
No, and backups.
Yeah, third stringers, the whole list. We don't know what Dillard is. First off, I don't like Dillard, but we don't know what he is. But we know what Brandon Brooks is, guys.
You know who Lane Johnson is.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't crowning Dillard. I was just making a point that we were already down. We were already down. I don't know. Everybody can trade him. Be done with him. But you better get a fucking haul back. And then you got to remember, them first-round picks that you're all clamoring about, they're most likely going to be late first-round picks. So clamor away. Clamor away. Freaking morons, Tyreek Cohen. Get a clue. Get a clue. Right, what do you say to the poll?
It's tough because I mean, I'm not going to change my stance on it. I'm not happy about trading Carson Wentz. I'm not. And again, like we've circulated 100 times, it doesn't mean that he's a great quarterback right now. It doesn't mean he's a good quarterback right now. But my main stance hasn't even been the same as Tom's. So before you go, and again, I can't see the comments, so I'm not going to be able to see if people have a problem with it. But I'm sure they will, just based off of how they've reacted, whenever we talk about this. My main thing this entire time is, in a year where we're coming up to this next season, when we're really not expected to be good anyway, we're looking at a retooling/rebuild. What is so wrong with just keeping them both around? That way we know who's good and who's not. If Carson Wentz came back next year and you just see he sucks, okay, then get rid of him. You don't have to deal with the cap issue. You get rid of, okay, that's fine. But I would rather know exactly who the guy is before I, let him out the door. And I don't know what he is. I don't know if he's 2017. I don't know if he's 2020. I don't know if he's 29. I don't know. Because every season is he somewhere in between? Is he what he was in 18 before he got hurt with the back? Like, that's the thing with this guy. And that's why I was worried about him in season before we even started about the trade thing, is that if you look at every season of his career, he showed us a little bit of something different. Whether it was injuries, whether it was play on the field, whether it was MVP status, or whatever. That's the issue. So just like we're not 100% sure who Jalen Hurts is, we could say the same thing about Carson Wentz. So to me, I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to agree with the poll just because you've talked about it. I was listening on the plane, flying back here. I was listening to your show on Sunday, Tom, and you were spot on. I'm just done with it. I'm done with it. Like, Tom, 30 seconds after I landed, what did I send you? Carson get traded yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sick of waking up thinking like, oh my God, am I going to wake up to I feel like we're doing the Bryce Harper thing again, where it's like 6 months of just waiting for something to happen. Mm-hmm. And I'm done fighting with it. So like, if people say like, okay, Carson stinks, whatever, like, okay, like it's not a Carson thing for me anymore because he's gone. Like there's no avenue, in my opinion. And this is, I'm not the only one who's saying this. I don't see an avenue where he stays here. So I'm done arguing with like, oh, well, if he stays, I think they could be good. No, that ship has sailed. It's an example of either he wants to be gone, his agent wants him to be gone, the organization wants him gone. Either way, someone wants him out. So he's going to be out, especially because there's a market. And the same people keep saying the same thing. Oh, well, there's no market for Carson Wentz. Well, clearly there is. Now, is the market going to be what maybe Tom and I hope it is? We don't know. I would say probably not, just because I just think it's tough, and I think there's a lot of other quarterback options out there. But the same thing is the team, while the city and the fans who has watched this guy for 5-6 years, say they're the Colts or the Bears, the 49ers, they don't know what they're getting either. Because, for example, like the Colts perspective, Frank Reich, I can fix them. Now, do I think they'd be able to fix them on Indianapolis with a better offensive line, defense, running game, passing game, etc.? Yeah, I would say that's a pretty fair chance that's going to happen, even with the Bears. And the Bears don't have as good of a situation as the Colts. And I'm not even going to the 49ers because you know how that will pan out very well with him and Shanahan. But it only takes one coach, one GM, one ownership to be like, okay, that's the guy. And I think you look at these two teams. The same
ownership that went up and got him number 2 and made all the moves to go get him and paid him $128 million, like an ownership like that. Okay.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds familiar.
I can't keep running from it. As much as I'm like done with it, right? And like, okay, you can go, you can pack your bags. It could be, call it a day. I just run back to like, when you can't protect the guy, they're going to look like shit. Mm-hmm. And they weren't able to protect them at all. And that some of it's his fault, obviously. And it's not the only reason he played like shit, but it factors into everything. I see people calling him like he's injury prone and all those other things. Like, he didn't get injured this year. So as many hits as he took, if he was so injury prone, shouldn't he miss a ton of games?
That's like the best thing that's like the best thing we could say about him. It's like, hey, he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, he didn't get hurt. Couldn't play. But that's what you drafted Jalen Hurts for, though. Like we've talked about, it was like an insurance policy. It wasn't to take his job right now. It was an insurance policy. If he went down, a guy can come in and win you a game. And we still believe that. I still believe that Jalen would be a great backup, and it makes it seem better. Like people always want the backup, right? Like the deeper you can be, the better you can be, right? If they want competition so much, then why would you hand the keys to a second-year guy who's played in 4 games? If you want competition so much. That was Nick Sirianni's words. So if you want competition, then you should want both of these guys here.
Yeah, you're right. And the reason why at the end of the day, I'm just done with it, because, and people were saying, I was listening and it was awful. It was like a perfect introduction being back in Philly. Like I get off the plane, I get in the car. First thing I hear is the people on the friggin' dial talking about, if you bring back Nick Foles, you can trade Jalen Hurts, and then with the 6th pick, you can take Justin Fields. And I don't know if Kroom's in the comments, but I'm sure he's celebrating when I heard that, because that's what he's been talking about for the last couple months. But it's like, guys, are we really in this situation now? First off, and I'm sure we'll explore it a lot tonight because, until there's a trade, I'm sure it's just going to be out there because of reports, Twitter reports. The Nick Foles coming back to Philly thing, I think it's atrocious. Not because I don't think he can play, not because he's injury prone, not because he's, Nick Foles. I love the guy. He was the Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. But like you said yesterday, Tom, how are you going to get rid of Carson in the middle of a quarterback controversy, quote unquote, hand the keys to Jalen Hurts, and then literally bring the guy back who started the controversy? How are you going to do this again? How are you going to? I don't give a damn if he's the best backup in the league. There's certain things you don't do. You don't do that. And you're not even in a situation. Let's just play. Perfect scenario. Say, oh, well, guys, we have a great offensive line, great defense. Say we have the 17 roster, right? And we want to say, oh, okay, let's bring Nick Foles back because we're going to go forward with Jalen Hurts. We think Jalen Hurts could be the guy that can get us to the Super Bowl, right? Say we were even in that spot, and we're going to bring back Nick Foles as insurance. I'm not even doing that. I'm not doing that. We don't have to worry about insurance. We're going to stink.
I love for what he did, but like stop wanting to bring guys back, people. My goodness gracious. Like, there's no point to even put Jalen Hurts through that at all. I mean, it's a joke. And it's ridiculous that we weren't happy with taking Jalen Hurts in the second round, but like at least when like the dust settled and you're like, okay, like for us common sense people were like, all right, we got a good backup. You know what I mean? We got a good backup, a good kid, whatever. Right? We didn't expect Carson. Who's got house phones anymore?
Where I'm at. I'll mute.
I got you. So like we had that's the thing. Like we have two good backups. I mean, a good backup, right? Or a guy you think can come in and win a game or two. So why not try to? You brought in a whole new staff, all new everything. For what? For what? To give Carson Wentz a chance to be successful, right? That's why you went for the whole Colts staff. That's why you went and got everybody to try to make Carson successful. At least that's what we all thought. I think the rumors are what they are. I mean, sometimes they're leak stuff to see what you can get for somebody, right? But I don't even know how true any of these are. Like, I know the Colts like them, obviously, for obvious reasons. And for all you people out there, just think about this for a second. For one, focus. Everybody focus. Okay? We're having a little focus time. And while you're focusing, I want you to hit the like button if you're on YouTube. I want you to subscribe, please. Okay. And if you're on Facebook, do the same thing. Follow us on all our social platforms. We're everywhere, fam. So focus for 1 second. A lot of people in this city think Frank Reich is the smartest guy to ever put a headset on. Okay? I love Frank. Frank's a smart guy. I'm not taking anything away from Frank by that. Them same people want Carson traded for the most part. They seem like we call them extremists. Okay? Start calling sports fans extremists now. Okay? You got your right, you got your left, and you got your middle. I always try to consider myself a middle guy unless I got to expose. Okay? Fine. Now we have extremists now in Philly and in pro sports. Okay? Extremist fans. What we're into. Those same extremists who think Frank's the smartest guy, Vince Lombardi's cousin, who think Carson stinks and want to trade him. Your boy wants him. If everybody can focus and think for 1 freaking second that Frank Reich wants Carson Wentz, but we don't, what is going on? See, if you can't see how inept everything is, just by that little bit of focus time we just had, it felt good too, right? We focused, we locked in. Think about it, people. Think about it. He wants them.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy, another Andy Tree-ish, not Doug Tree, but on the same Andy Tree. They've coached together, they're friends. Wants them. Can you all just focus for a second? But Doug hates them. Hold on. Doug hates them. Doug and Carson don't get along, according to Chrome. Doug and Carson don't get along. Okay? But,
is that what he says? Is that what he thinks?
Yeah, it's like every time me and Chrome always go out. It's funny. But
I got you.
That's a narrative, not just by Chrome, by people. That's a narrative. They didn't get along. Okay? But his two boys want him. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Okay? Well, so they want him so bad, then why don't we? What is going on?
Well, I would think Frank Reich recognizes, and I'm not even speculating this. This was an article that came out in The Athletic over the weekend, the little day before Super Bowl report, because we love those, right, Tom? The Saturday and Sunday reports. they were saying that all of the organizational people down in Tampa, the people that went down there, some organizational people, the executives, whether it was Tampa Bay, there's a lot of NFL executives down there. The running theme with the Carson Wentz talk, because that was what was the buzz amongst the group down there with all the GMs, was that, well, Doug isn't the problem. He was a problem, but he isn't the problem. Carson Wentz is a problem, but he wasn't the problem. And the Eagles are on the fast track to get rid of both of them. But oddly, the problem would still be here. I wonder who that's referring to. And I can honestly say it's about two people. It's not even just about the GM. It's about the guy up top. So
the guy up top's ruined the franchise. His hands are in picks. Once your hands are in picks,
Jerry Jones Jr. That's what I'm going to start calling him.
The second you as an owner get your hands involved in picks, it's done. It's done. Call your franchise. Call it a wrap, baby. Once that happens. Secondly, once a guy who wins a Super Bowl asks for a seat at the table and you don't give him one, I know who's got the biggest ego in the room. And thirdly, you know what else? When you spend 15 minutes opening a presser, it's not even about you, okay? I can tell your ego. So there's three things on Jeffrey Lurie's ego that's way too big because he thinks he's Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, and anybody who's ever won a fucking couple rings. You're a freaking loser right now. And now today, you throw your puppet under the bus saying Carson doesn't want to talk to him. I see through all this bullshit. Not that Carson wants to talk to Howie, but Howie Roseman is the biggest puppet of all time. How do you think somebody keeps their job for so long, peeps? How do you think? Because he lets the owner call the shots now, and the owner continues to give him a paycheck.
Not only does he have the biggest ego, I'm learning this now. And maybe I was late to the party, but this is like confirmation. Not only does he show that he has one of, if not the biggest ego in the city, he shows that now he is Mr. King Paranoia. Because ever since what happened with Chip Kelly, because he can't just recognize, hey, Chip Kelly was an idiot. He wasn't a leader of men. Great football mind, pretty good at drafting, especially according to Howie, but he wasn't an organizational guy. Ever since that all that finished with chaos back in 2015, Jeffrey's like, oh my God, we can't have that anymore. So I got to go back to Uncle Howie because him and we click. Because you know why they click? Because Jeffrey and Howie, they feed off of each other. Howie lets Jeffrey do his BS, and Jeffrey lets Howie go into his BS. It's like it's a revolving circle of nonsense.
Well, you're talking about two picks that reportedly he's got his paws on, and JJ and in Jalen. So I mean, it is what it is. And Jesse's right. Like, listen, Jesse, you can have the best offensive line in football and an average quarterback, and you're winning 12 games. Okay, you just will. Like, it's got to be above average quarterback. It's got to be able to play. But if you protect, you're going to win games. If you give guys time in the pocket to go through their reads, you're going to win games.
Perfect. So example. I mean. Case Keenum in 2017, Tom. What'd they have? Great offensive and defensive lines and a couple weapons. Case Keenum, you look at Case Keenum. He's not an NFC title quarterback, but he was that year. You know why? Yeah. Because of the trenches.
That's it, because they won up front. That doesn't last you, forever. But when you have a borderline, when you have an above average quarterback that you can easily call him, and Carson Wentz, and you can protect them, well, can he get back to elite levels? Like, well, Aaron Rodgers got his ass kicked one year in Green Bay. I don't even remember which year it was. Okay, and he didn't look like Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying that people.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah,
he looked like Aaron Rodgers. So they would have moved on from him. How's that feel? Now, granted, they get knocked down in NFC title games every year, but regardless, I'll still like to get the one. So
I'll take it compared to where Tom. Yeah. I'll take it compared to where we're at right now. Damn, you know what I'm saying? I'll take it.
So I mean, I just feel like there's too many X factors when you talk about just blaming it all on the quarterback, and that's all we're talking about. Like, how can we fix our offensive line? Is Brandon Brooks going to be playing? Is Lane Johnson? Is Kelsey coming back? All right. Can Dillard even play? Like, I mean, you got to be able to protect your damn quarterback if you want to win in this league. And last night was the perfect example of, listen, the guy got beat up, and without your best, one of the top 5 left tackle in football, and a guy they pay a lot of money to keep their quarterback upright, you see the difference. So, I mean, I just don't understand how people don't factor that in. The guy got hit more than anybody in football this year, and and he missed 4 games because he was benched, okay, and still led the NFL and get hit. You don't expect that to cause turnovers? and other things, are we fucking okay? I'm not making excuses for poor play. I'm just telling you, like, he didn't get better because he kept getting his ass kicked. All right, but there was a point in time where he wasn't playing atrociously. All right, we just stunk. I mean, I don't understand how many people need to understand this. This was not a good football team constructed. Go put him on Tampa. I mean, fucking A. I mean, go put him on Chicago. Okay, go put him on Chicago. Go put him on Indy. All right, get back to me. Go put him on San Fran. And come on back to me and tell me with a straight effing face how what we did here is okay. And how we left him out to dry last year, and he still took us to a playoff game. I don't care who we played that last 4 games. Okay, I just don't care. We went and won them, and he threw for 4,000 yards with no receiver over, 800 at least, if not less than that? I mean, something
500.
It's never been done.
Yeah.
It's never been done. We were crowning them. And then you fast forward to this year, okay, and you talk about no offensive line, getting his ass kicked, okay, bad skill position players again, all right, Miles Sanders in and out, all right, a defense that's not good enough, and then we're going to put all the blame on one guy, and he's the guy who's got to get traded? I'm not making excuses. He helped on the poor play, but then you brought in another quarterback, and your sample size was still 1 and 3. So guess what? What does it tell you right there? What does it tell everybody? It's not the court. This isn't a quarterback problem.
Well, think about it too, Tom. I mean, how many times during the season and even, up until this point on all of our shows, we talked about, okay, out of the 3, you got to let one go, Doug, Carson, or Howie. And we all said Howie. But then if you eliminate him, we were arguing, okay, if you're going to get rid of one, because we kind of assumed, I guess blindly at this point, that, hey, they're going to let one go and then they're going to keep the other because the one that they let go was going to be the scapegoat. Well, guys, we're letting go of both of them, and we're keeping the only guy who universally, whether it was the Carson people that didn't like him or the Carson fanboys, like you said, the extremists on both sides, doesn't matter which side you're on, both sides universally agreed if you're getting rid of one guy in Philly, it's the general manager. So now you're looking at a situation within the next 24 to 48 hours to where he's the only guy left. Jim Schwartz gone. Doug gone. Carson gone.
Look at these guys.
Half the roster gone.
Look at these guys. I mean, you think you lead the league in interceptions, Murphy, if you put them with Tampa? I think you're crazy. I mean, I don't want to call anybody a hater. Like you're calling a guy garbage. Like listen, he had a terrible year. All right, but you guys can't run from all the things that weren't good around him too. And this isn't an excuse party. This is just the way National Football League works. Go look, okay, at the quarterbacks who struggle in games. Even the best quarterbacks who get beat up in games, they don't look the same. And they say, Robert, he runs into sacks. Like, dude, when you get pressured that much, you start running into things. Okay, you start seeing ghosts. All right, you start seeing ghosts, and not the ghosts that Sam Darnold sees. Like, you just see ghosts because you get your ass kicked. I mean, I just don't understand how people can't correlate a good protection and good quarterback play and good talent around you. Like, good talent around you, good defense, good offensive line, all factor into good quarterback play. When you're down to me and you protecting him, and you think it's going to be something different than anybody else that's ever done it, and he's already before that got his ass kicked. How do you think that's going to go for a quarterback? That means you never spun a football in your life, even in the backyard. Like you just didn't never even pick the one in the backyard.
No, they would see a football and be like, "What is this? What is it? Baseball? What is this? Football? Oh, that's a football. Oh, okay." I want to touch on one thing you mentioned a couple minutes ago, Tom, because it's true. When you talk about other aspects of this team, when you talk about the defense, offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, et cetera, that's why at the end of the day, I agree with this poll because and I'm not even going to say like until when Carson trades, it's happening. My allegiance is to Jalen Hurts. So now we got to talk about how are we going to get him better? How are we going to help him? You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just us, because us as fans, I feel like I wish we were making the moves because I feel like we'd be in a much better situation. But granted, either way, this organization has to start focusing on, okay, who's going to be a part of this offense? Who's staying? Who's going? How are we going to get the cap down? How are we going to rebuild literally 9/10 of this entire defense? Like, we have to completely rebuild this entire defense. Like,
right.
And I'm not even talking.
Right. You put Carson on Kansas City, right? You think he's successful? I'm not saying he's winning MVPs, or I'm not saying any of that. But you don't think they're winning 11, 12 games a year? I mean, people are freaking delusional as shit. People are really stupid. This guy can play. This guy has all the intangibles. Big, strong arm, pocket presence. Up until this year, his pocket presence was great. I just think this is mind-boggling that people don't understand what he accomplished last year with shit, too. I mean, the only reason they went to the playoffs is because he put them on their fucking back. I think people are freaking idiots. I'm sorry. His fan base is a bunch of morons.
So, because, again, I can't see. So tell me if I'm reaching here. But please tell me the comments. People were insinuating that he would not be successful on the Kansas City Chiefs. Because for all those people, I would say, okay, you're going to tell me with a healthy offensive line, right? With Tyreek Hill, who this idiot GM drafted Jalen Reagor to be, wasn't. Travis Kelce, who we wish Zach Ertz was. A really good running game and a big play defense. Oh, and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, he would not be successful. I'm not saying Super Bowls, but you don't think they would be successful with that? Maybe I'm looking at things wrong. Because that's, they have
We're looking at things perfectly spot on, Rye. That's how we're looking at things. What did he accomplish last year? Nothing. I'm talking about the year before. When he are you guys kidding me? Now we're doing this game. We're gonna take away that he didn't take us to the playoffs. He wasn't a big part of it. So now he can't get any credit when he does do something. And somebody tells me, oh, well, who cares? Because they didn't play anybody. Listen, you guys got to stop. You guys got to lock in. You got to lock in. What would matter if we went to the playoffs this year then? If Jalen Hurts won just 2 more games or 1 more game, you all would have been blowing them. All right? And all these other things. But you can't have it both ways.
The people that are saying we didn't play anybody are probably the same people back in 2017 that when everyone around the NFL, analyst-wise, were coming at the Eagles when we were 7-1 and they were talking about our schedules. Remember when we were fighting with the media back then, Tom? They were saying, oh, they played nobody. And what did we all say? As the entire fan base. So I don't want to hear people in the chat say, oh, I didn't say it. The entire fan base said it. You play who's on your damn schedule. You do. You're going to take anything away from the Chiefs or the Buccaneers because they had a couple easy games? No, come on, guys.
Listen, it's to the level of like you guys don't see a good quarterback, and not you, like the people. They don't see a good quarterback. They just put everything on the quarterback, and there's nothing else that matters. Now, that's not an excuse for poor play, but when you constantly get hit playing the quarterback position, all right, you get gun shy, etc. It doesn't mean you're soft. It doesn't mean anything. It means you start not looking downfield and you looking at protection. You understand this, guys? If this game is fast, if you're not looking at your reads and you're worried about what's getting blocked up front, right, you automatically fail the quarterback position. Okay,
he got in his head.
That's the most factual thing I'll tell anybody that wants to listen out here that wants to think otherwise. Okay, so don't tell me over the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season he wasn't playing okay, or he was playing okay. He wasn't playing good, but he's playing okay. Okay? And don't tell me at the end of 2 years ago that he didn't carry us into the playoffs and he didn't move around well. All right? You can't. Bad years happening. Bad years happening. Bad years happen. And when you get beat up, who gets open? Who the fuck gets open? And his number one weapon was a baby from the beginning of the season in Zach Ertz and wasn't even there. That's his number one go-to guy. Take anybody's number one go-to guy away. Tell me how good they are without their number one go-to guy, with an offensive line that's atrocious, with a bad defense, with no wide receiver. Somebody tell me what guy. I'm
going to tell you. Forget about Zach Ertz for a second, and not that you're not right, because you are right, but look at the number one options on the outside. Look at his number 3 options. Deshaun Jackson. Oh, he's going to be the big play guy. Always hurt. Jalen Reagor. Disappointing and also hurt. Alshon, barely there. Wouldn't catch a ball for him. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, okay. And like we talked about, Carson hurt Carson a lot of ways. He did not deal with the situation well at all. Nobody's taking that away. Tom would say it every week. I would say it every week. So that's on tape. If anyone doesn't believe it and they think it's the Carson Wentz show right now, all those shows are on tape. Us ripping him to shreds in-game, pre-game, after the game, that all happened. But I think we're on the brink. We're like, okay, well, damn, because of this organization and because, damn, we just can't let things play out sometimes, we're either choosing a guy with a 4-game sample size where he showed us a lot of, and he showed us some good, but nothing to ride home about and be like, oh, well, we went 4-0. we scored 38 points a game, and he didn't have an interception.
Dude, he wasn't even average. He wasn't even average.
He was below average. If he for all the stat guys, like all the stat guys, at home, be it like that want to throw numbers out. If he would have had enough passes and enough games to be on the statistic, he would have been one of the lowest percentage quarterbacks in the league this year. Completion percent. Yes.
Yeah.
But he didn't play enough games.
Yeah, I'm not putting it all in. People say, "Oh, Tom, you're a hater, Hurts." No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If he's the starter, I'm rallying around him. I'm not that dude. I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to win two fucking games a year. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can want Hurts and go win 2 games a year, and it'd be a dog and pony show, and it's cute because he runs around. I'm telling you, like I'm going to tell anybody that wants a goddamn listen, right? If you can't throw from the pocket, you're not successful. Shit. Damn it. Lock in. I want him to be successful. He's a guy. Jacob says, Tom, ask the idiots to name you another franchise QB who has won with a hodgepodge offensive line, practice squad wide receivers, and a shitty defense. They can't name one because it's not possible, period. Speak it, Jacob. Speak it. Let me get to something more here.
While you're looking, I know I did see earlier people were asking if I was in school. No, there's just a lot of maps in this room. A lot of maps.
Tim says, I'm not giving anyone a second-round pick. That's dumb. I completely agree, Tim.
Yeah, what was the rumor that was coming out, the report with sources, was Tariq Cohen, a first in Nick Foles, and we would give up Carson and a second?
Yeah.
They're not dumb enough to do that, right?
I told you it's a drive-up price for the Colts. So, I mean, that's what it is. So, again, I'm going to circle back. The Colts want him. Frank Reich wants him, but we don't want him because here you go. This is why we don't want him, because Alex Rose, Wentz is trash. That's the reason. Just because he's trash. Because he's trash to people. Because we have such a short memory, and now he's trash, and he stinks, and he can't play. I got no crush on Wentz, bro. Okay? Why do you have a crush on trying to lose, or what your owner said, be rebuilt for the next 2 to 5 years? Why do you have a crush on that, Hugh? Let me ask you that, Hugh. Why do you have a crush on fucking losing, Hugh? You like losing? Do you enjoy Hugh, do you sit at home and say to yourself, you know what? How can I lose today? How can I wake up, because I love rebuilding? So how can I fail to rebuild? How can I fail my quarterback? How can I fail the city? How can I fail everybody after hoisting a Lombardi? And you're going to put that on the feet of a fucking Levin, Hugh, and I'm putting it at the feet of the fucking owner and the GM. That's where you got the crush on, you media junkie. You probably read every report jerking off. All right? Rebuild that. Rebuild your stamina, Hugh. Freaking loser.
I think people think that as soon as we trade Carson Wentz, we're going to be like a really good team again. Like all of our problems are going to be gone.
Yeah. Oh, we're great. Here we come. Yeah. You're going to listen to freaking Booby, who I love. I love Booby. Puts A2D stuff in his Instagram stories all the time. Love you, Boob. But guess what? What are you doing? Would you stop talking? I mean, ridiculous. You guys are morons out there that want to just quit on a guy after 1 year. Shows you how much of a shit fan base we are. You all want to walk around with your freaking chest out. Bad things happen in Philadelphia, A2D on it, and you want your chest out, and you want to tell everybody, oh, we're the greatest fan base in the world. But as soon as something doesn't go your way, you quit on people. You know why? That's a loser mentality. All right, we didn't pay him. We didn't trade up to number 2 to get him. We didn't give him $128 million. We didn't do them things as a fan base. They evaluated him at that. And the same people who you say the guy stinks, right? You don't put anything on them 2 guys. Think about the double standard right there. You say the guy stinks. They went up to get him. They gave him all the money. But then you say, well, he stinks. But then you're not going to be critical of the people who are still here that made them decisions? Listen. Go throw your head through a fucking wall then. Okay? Because you just have no clue. You have no clue. You put the blame on the wrong freaking person. But you're going to trust this organization and these 2 jabrones to get it right now? Oh, my God. Lord help you. Lord help you. Whoever you pray to, I hope they're fucking listening.
We're going to need them. I do want to ask you, Tom, in the fan at home. because while I was, right after I got off the plane, I was driving home. They were talking to the lead Colts writer for The Athletic. And the interesting thing, like they were asking him, okay, what's the talk in Indianapolis? The talk is like they think they're going to get Carson eventually, but the GM, he's not somebody that's going to panic and make a move. He's going to let things play out, and they're by no means in any rush because you look at their situation. They have everything but the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They've got the defense, the offensive line, the running. I mean, they are set. And if they get the right guy, that's why I think you want.
This is going to fall away in all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
First off, he's never said he didn't want to be here. So first off, that's a lie, Sand. So everybody out there that's tell me he doesn't want to be here because some media bullshit put it out. Shut up. It's not true. That's not a real report. Stop believing the bullshit. Okay, you guys are the reason you don't want to be here. Look at all this. He isn't built for Philly. What are you talking about? What does built for Philly mean? Somebody tell me. Losing?
Dictionary?
Built for Philly? Somebody who's just fucking strong, but he loses all the time, but he'll be built for Philly? The frig out of here. I don't even know what built for Philly means anymore.
I was going to say, what is that? Like, because they make good Instagram posts? Like, what is it? Like, what is Joel Embiid technically built for Philly because he's funny on Twitter? Like, what does that mean?
I don't know. I just can't. You guys have more than welcome to have your own opinions unless they're slop. And then you're not allowed to have your own opinion. And I just can't believe the hate built by a bunch of beat writers that you all blow. You all blow and actually believe every word they goddamn say to you like it's the Bible, like you're reading the Bible. I mean, put it down. He has not said a word, and you can take that as bad, good, indifferent, great. I don't give a shit. But he hasn't said a word. Not a word. The media's ran around with shit that he said. Yeah, the Philly Toughs said a long time ago. Tough guys. When the 700 level went. All right? Everybody at Philly. We're tough. We're tough. What?
We still playing at the vet?
We're winning 3 games at the vet. You guys all felt tough. I didn't feel tough back then. Idiots. What is Allen Iverson Philly? What is Allen Iverson? I love Allen. He's Philly tough. He never practiced. Allen could have been even better than he was. And Allen's my GOAT. Alex. He's my GOAT, but he could have been better than he even was. But we were never critical of him off the court, ever. We loved Allen because guess what? He left it out there every night. So, you know what I mean? There ain't no question in Allen's toughness. So I'm not trying to say that. But don't compare a guy who got hit more than anybody in the league.
People trying to compare Allen Iverson and Carson Wentz right now. That's what we've got. That's what we've gotten.
How do you know that, Spike? Since Hurts got drafted, Wentz crumbled under basic competition. What basic competition, Spike? His offensive line being atrocious, his wide receiving corps being atrocious. Who's good? Who was good out there on offense consistently with him? I'll wait for you guys to tell me who that guy is consistently that was with him the whole time. Yep. Rager? No, he was hurt too. Freaking Hurts? No, he was hurt. Goddard? No, he was hurt. His offensive line hurt. Miles Sanders hurt.
I'm waiting for the Fulgham comments to come flying in.
Yeah.
And I like Fulgham fans, so don't get mad at me. I like.
What does that mean? Leave with them. Nobody's saying that, Mike. Mike, see, that's where this is where you guys are going to get me all fucking wound up today. What does that mean? Because I'll probably bet you that I got more loyalty to this team than you do that tell me we can leave with them. What does that mean?
Tom, didn't we just say?
I'm trying to figure out how to win games, right? Nobody's
didn't we just say 20 minutes ago that we were done with it because our elite we're trying to help Jalen Hurts? Did we not just say that? Did we not just say that? We're done with the situation because we want to help Hurts. We're trying to rebuild this entire team. We're done with it. Just because Tom agreed.
That's so unfair, though. That's what's wrong with this city. Why do I got to go somewhere because I disagree with you, Mike? We disagree on the topic. So I got to leave with Carson because I don't think he should be traded? Get the fuck out of here. You guys are off your rockers right now. I'm telling you. You're telling me I got to go because I'm defending a guy that I think he should be here at least another year, but I got to go? Get the frig out of here. I ain't going nowhere. I just booted you. I got the platform to boot you.
You don't fire me. I fire you.
Yeah, like what's wrong with Andrew says it? Andrew, what's wrong with us wanting to keep our franchise quarterback?
Especially when there's a massive cap hit and you're not expecting to win. All I want is a competition. That's all I want. If he stinks, bench him. We're the same people week 10. We were saying bench him. Week 10. We said it 6 weeks before the freaking head coach did it. But we're the Wentz guys. What's going on here? If he sucks or if he gets hurt, bench him. Then go to Hurts. And Hurts could take us to the damn promised land. But guess what? If you hang on to him for another year, hey, if he stinks, the cap hit's cut in half, and you know for a fact who you're getting rid of. If you go down and you say, hey, Carson sucks next year or he gets hurt next year, and you trade him for a second friggin' round pick, okay, then I can live.
What would you rather know, Rye? What would you rather know, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have two unknowns, okay? Picks, we don't know what they're going to be. You know, nobody can never know. You know what I mean? Like, the value of first round pick's great. I got it. But you never know. All right. And then the guy drafted, right? Or brand new staff, different philosophy, different coaches, different stuff. Which one would you rather lean towards taking a chance on?
I'm leaning to it's easy, Tom. It's the philosophy that it goes along with Frank Reich, who's the guy that apparently he only trusts. So why, again, if we're all the Frank Reich guys, well, the closest thing to Frank Reich that's not Frank Reich is Nick Sirianni. Okay, you're taking the entire staff from the Indianapolis Colts who was under Frank Reich. So you clearly like Sirianni if you like Frank Reich. You clearly like Frank Reich if you like the staff. Okay, so then you provide all of that mindset and you put it on this roster. Okay, cool. Then you put it towards the quarterback that it's built towards. If he stinks, fine. But I'm just telling you right now, and people could say he's trash, he stinks, he's injury prone, he'll never be good here, he's not Philly tough, whatever. And this is just my opinion. There's a better chance Carson would figure it out next year behind a better offensive line and weapons than Howie Roseman is hitting on those picks that we're getting for Carson. I'm more confident in Carson figuring this out with a better offensive line next year than Howie hitting on these picks. And if anyone is confident in Howie hitting these picks, check your pulse, please. Because you haven't been watching the last 6 years.
Well, yeah, you haven't even been watching the last 3. You know, which is a lot of this is an organizational failure. It starts with him and Jeffrey Lurie, and nobody talks about Jeffrey Lurie enough. And listen, like I said, Murphy, I'm not purchasing any jersey for a player that leaves here, but I do agree. Like, what do you usually get back when you give away a franchise guy? You know, and somebody in here said like the Charles Barkley deal. Like, you're never going to get back that potential value.
You're getting a bunch of stuff, and you're hoping that stuff will equate to what Carson was worth. It's a shot in the dark. All they're trying to do right now is
not worth anything, Sam. Then he's not worth anything. Then you got a cap hit of only $15 million, and you can easily move on from him. So it doesn't matter. Like, getting this haul back, then you think as an organization you failed because you drafted him, you paid him all the money, you guys did all that. So then you're saying to yourself, you got to tell yourself you made a mistake. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
And then people I saw in one of the chats, I think it was on Friday, people trying to compare our situation to the Rams, saying, oh, well, guys, the Rams made a good move getting rid of Goff. Well, hello, number one, they got back Matthew Stafford, and 2, the Rams are ready to win. They have a solidified roster. We don't. So how are we going to we're going to get rid of somebody, take the hit that is an unprecedented cap hit, and then try to rebuild this roster in a year to help the quarterback.
Yeah, hold on. We got 157 people watching on YouTube, right? Y'all need to go hit that like button. You don't need to go hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Even if you disagree with it, go hit it. Go hit it. Go hit it.
I do want to ask you, Tom, because I know you were saying yesterday that at the very worst, your asking price if you're the Eagles is 2 firsts and a player. Has that wavered at all? Like,
no, depends on who the player is.
Okay. So like the thing I brought it up I put it in the chat on Friday, and I think somebody mentioned it. Maybe it was Nate on yesterday's show that, say for example, the Colts gave you, a couple firsts in Malik Hooker, or I'll give you this, like, say it's a first, a second, and Malik Hooker. You doing that? Because Malik Hooker, he's a defensive player, and obviously he's signed for a while.
No, not a first and second, no.
Okay. So you're for 2 firsts and that's it. You're not wavering. You're not budging. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't want your late ass round pick. You want a franchise quarterback. You come get him then, but you better give me 2 firsts and Malik Hooker. Like, I'm not playing around with it. I'm the one taking the freaking $30 million cap hit. $32 million cap hit this year. I want talent back. And I want one of these pieces, if you trade them, better be talented. Roquan Smith, Malik Hooker. Okay, I don't want no freaking scrub back. Okay, I want a young, talent defensive player. I like Roquan Smith better because we have no linebackers. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll take him too. I'll just name another guy. I'll take Roquan in 2 seconds.
Yeah. And I'm not giving you a second-round pick. Like Wayne said, it's 2 firsts and Roquan. Fine. Like, I'll move on from Carson. So everybody telling me I got to go with him. That's not fair because I said this yesterday. For Roquan Smith, a guy I love and know can play, I'm more willing to risk it then. Okay? I'll risk it then. But I'm not risking it just for fucking picks because I'll never get back. I need a baller back. I need a proven baller back. Your first-round picks mean shit to me. So Fuller, right? TJ's obviously TJ would do this. I mean, TJ, I would do a first in Darius Leonard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 4. Like, you know what I mean, guys? I've been saying it all week. Like, trade him. You know what I mean? I'm just not ready to. Clicking. I'm not ready to move them. You know what I mean, guys? I'm just not ready to. But I would for the right thing. Like, that's the whole thing. That's where I stand in the middle. Where you all are back and forth and hate trains and all this. I stand in the middle. If you knock me off my feet, right? If you knock me off my feet, why not? Shit, I got all close up right now. If you knock me off my feet, though, why not? Right? So at the end of the day, if you come in and say, Tom, I'll give you 2 firsts and Roquan Smith, then fine. No, I don't think that's enough, Marcus. I don't think Eddie Jackson in a second's enough. You give me Eddie Jackson in a first? We're talking, but I said 2 firsts and Roquan. So I'd want 2 firsts and Eddie Jackson as well. And you want to get better, or you got to get better with defensively. If you're going to trade them, it's got to start getting better defensively, right? Come on, peeps. Right? We got to get better. If we're going to get better, it's going to start getting better defensively because we already used a ton of assets offensively. So now it's time to say, you know what? We got to stop. We got to look maybe shore up this defense and get younger in this spot. That's how I look at it. So that's what we're searching for. That's the only way.
No, you're right. Sorry, Tom. I had to plug my phone in, so that's why I was clicking.
Nah, it's fine. Rob, no, he hasn't come yet. But I said I keep it both ways with it. Like, but you gotta come with something that's gonna wow me if I'm giving this guy up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, again, the Colts or the Bears or the 49ers.
I'm not giving you a second in that deal. Fuck me giving you picks. No, I'm not giving you any picks.
We're trying to rebuild a roster over here. We need as many picks as possible. We need as many picks and years of control as possible on rookie deals.
Handle that big screen tight, Jeff. Snuck up on me too. Not a lot of guys want to sneak up. Yo, we don't got 177 people watching on YouTube. 64 likes. Let's go. Everybody. Everybody subscribe if you're just joining us. Subscribe. Let's go. No, Beavis, because the guy who wants some, the guy who wants some is Frank Reich. He obviously knows. Oh, Lizard. I mean, 2 firsts and Eddie Jackson. I'm in. 2 firsts and Roquan Smith. I'm in. I mean, 2 firsts and 4. I'm in. They actually have a good young defense where you can pluck some guys. But I don't think, late first, I can't be sold on alone. You know what I mean? I can't be sold on just late first round picks. Like, they're good. They're nice to have. But, and if we're losing, then fine. Because we're going to have a high first rounder and a late first rounder. So at least it gives us something to look forward to in our rebuilds that we have 2 first round picks. Because that might be the only thing coming out of our fun with the Eagles. Eagles Slayer, I've said that. I've said that a couple times. I just wanted it to be over. But, I mean, then there's other times in me that I want to see if we can win with them. But again, it depends on what you come back to the table with. It depends what people come. Andrew Beard says 2 firsts and Darius Leonard. I stand on sort of that hill a little bit. I mean, I would take a first and a second, though, Andrew and Leonard, obviously. First and third, Leonard, I probably do that too. Because I know I'm getting proven talent back. A guy who can play. A guy can help change our defense moving forward. And you saw how important it is in this league to be able to cover tight ends. All right? You got to be able to cover tight ends in this league. Backs out of the backfield. So important when things break down. No, here we don't know where the future will lead us, but at least we know if we got a Roquan Smith, a Darius Leonard, a Eddie Jackson, wherever. You know what I mean? Whatever types of these players and picks, then we're feeling better. I mean, I still don't love it, but I'm feeling better. I'll be feeling better about the direction of this organization, that they at least value talent. I know we're not getting Leonard. I'm just making a point. Of course I'm not getting Leonard. I didn't bring him up. I brought up Roquan Smith, who I think is a realistic guy you can get. Eddie Jackson, I don't know. I don't know if the you know what I mean. I don't know what they're willing to give up. But like I would have to look at his money. So
well, and you look at the Colts, for example, right? And you look in their perspective. Because I do see what you're saying, Tom. You were saying that the Bears report could be just trying to get the asking price up for the Colts. So in the Colts perspective, the GM, he's not, he's going to consider his options. He's not going to be in a rush. Well, they have the roster where they've got to go out and get a quarterback. They do. They're trying to talk up Jacoby Brissett. Stop it. Backup quarterback, cool. The Andrew Luck stuff, I'll believe it when I see it. I know there's rumors out there, but I'll wait for that one. That's the only kind of monkey wrench that can kind of throw into this. But you look at the other, outlets and options they have for the quarterback. Sam Darnold, okay, but it's still a lot of questions there. Obviously Matthew Stafford's off the board. You're not getting Deshaun Watson. I would be shocked if they got Deshaun Watson just because in division and, it's just the whole Texan situation right now. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'd rather have Wentz. And I'm not even saying that because I'm an Eagles guy. At the end of the day, it's just
that guy's hurt all the time. You know what I want? What the hell do I want Jimmy G for, dude? So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like your point, like, guys hurt all the time. So we're talking about hurt quarterbacks. He's another guy. Another long list. You know what I mean? So listen, there's not like a first. Oh yeah, I mean that's a pipe dream, TJ's a first and a Fred Warner, sure. I mean, I would even be like, knowing if I was getting like a Leonard or a Warner, somebody of that caliber, hey, you could give me a 3rd round pick back. If they're that willing just to move them. You know what I mean? I'd rather have that like legitimate talent coming back than even the picks. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you give me 2 players than picks. You know what I mean? I'd rather the Bears say, here's Roquan and Fuller. You know what I mean? For Carson. Okay. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that. Because at least then I know I'm getting 2 players back that can play. I don't know why anybody would disagree with that. I don't know why we can't. Fresh start for both people. But I guess because of the cap hit, and then how are you going to be able to pay Watson with that money? Man. But that's what probably makes it tough.
Well, Wentz for Watson, yeah. I mean, that's like a dream scenario for me. But JT, the Foles rumors are stupid. And again, for people just joining us, it's not because it's Nick Foles. It's because we're not going to do the same thing we did to Carson to Jalen. We're not doing this. And it's not because we think Nick Foles can rival Jalen Hurts, because I'm not completely sold on Hurts and I'm not completely sold on Foles. So where it's not like either of them are superstars, but if you're getting rid of Wentz, just commit to the guy that you picked with the 52nd overall pick, please. Can you just do that for us? I'm
more convinced with Hurts at this point than I would be convinced with Nick at this point of his career.
Yeah, just because we know what Nick Foles is. You know what I'm saying? But we also know the injury concerns too. And I'm not saying there's no injury concerns with Hurts, because this guy moves a lot. And we saw him get banged up in the second game and the third game also. But damn, I mean, if you're getting rid of Carson, commit to the kid, please.
Well, that's what you're drafting him for then.
Exactly. And that's why that's why we're in this situation to begin with.
Hold on. People aren't listening. 171 people watching. Only 80 likes. Pound the like button. Let's go. Pound and subscribe. Come on. Pound them on YouTube. We see you guys. I'm not going to answer your question, Hector, unless you like the button. No. No, I don't think he wants out. I mean, he maybe part of him wants out because of all the media crap. But, I mean, I would think that he would feel like it's a fresh start with a new coaching staff. Right? Unless he's at – now, Jeffrey Lurie, if he's happy with Jeffrey Lurie, then that means Howie Roseman shouldn't matter, even though that report comes out today. Well, if you're happy with Jeffrey, Howie shouldn't matter. But then it comes out, well, the only person you won't talk to is Howie. Come on, Jeffrey. I saw you put that one out. I can see you get your PR people to put that one out real quick. Real quick. Don's got it right. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe.
The Don, I did see Don. It was flashing on the screen for a second. He was asking if there's any sleeper teams for Wentz. I mean,
yeah,
I think we talked about, man. I mean, every team that needs a quarterback
sort of going over, right? Like nine. What was the other ones you had? You had some other ones. Patriots. Yep.
Patriots should be one. Obviously, the Bears and the Colts are the leaders in the clubhouse. If I'm Washington, I would look into it. The chances of him getting, I don't think.
Individual doubt it.
Yeah, yep. I don't see that happening. If I'm the Jets, I might look, but in a way, no, because they've got either Darnold or the second round pick, so I would just go that route.
No, TTP.
Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers are realistic. Definitely realistic. Yep. I agree with what Mikey Miss said today, TTP, and I don't agree with much of what he says, but I heard that part. It is an organizational failure. I mean, you didn't even name Mikey Miss. I've been telling you it's been an organizational failure for a minute here. You know what I mean? And you could see that last year. Okay, after Doug's presser about his offensive coordinator and everything else, you could see the power trip writing right on the wall. You know what I mean? Everybody saw it. Anybody with a feel, we all did. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people at A2D did. A lot of our listeners did because we got smart people out here. We do. As much as I yell and scream at some of you sometimes, a lot of smart people.
Now, I'll ask you this, Tom.
Raiders, right? Sorry. The Eagles
yeah, Raiders. That's a great name. That's a great name. Yeah, absolutely.
It's easy to play there.
I could see John Gruden. You know John Gruden would love to get Wentz. Not because it's Wentz, just because it's John Gruden, and also he likes Wentz. I mean, that's well documented.
Who doesn't? Besides us.
Besides half the fan base. Yeah.
Oh, follow this. Peter Jones, like and subscribe. This is the best Eagles channel, and we're the best channel, period, because we got more than just Eagles. We got everything Philly sports wise. We got wrestling. We got soccer. We got everything. We got everything. Everything.
Tom, do you think the trade will be done within the next, let's say by Wednesday night, by the next time you and I will be on together? Do you think the trade will be completed? Or do you think we'll be sitting here on Wednesday night doing the same thing again?
It's a good question, Rye. It's a good question. Hold that for 1 second, all right? Mm-hmm. Hold that thought, because I'll come back on camera. I'll tell you. Dylan says, you yell and scream, but you know what you're talking about, and it's why I tune in. Yeah, I just yell and scream because I'm passionate about my squats. You know what I mean? And I get upset.
It's not a library in here.
Lizard King knows everything on this channel, baby. Everything. Rome says trade Carson for Agar. Rome, you okay, babe? You good? You got right up in me the other night on Fan Friday. I had to give it to you. You had a little woe with me. You had a little Carson moment. You were a little Carson moment. Big Carson hater. He got a little woe with me moment. He didn't like the organization. He didn't like upper management.
I caught that on Saturday morning. I was like, damn, what the hell did I miss?
Yeah, Kayvon. I'm on the LLC, but I don't look at A2D like that. Obviously I got to run A2D, but I don't look at it like, everybody's been here for a long ass time. So we family, and we all go into the promised land together.
Yeah, Kayvon, he's not Jeffrey Lurie. He's not making the draft picks for us.
This is what I love. People say to me all the time, right? When they lose, when people lose against me, which happens sometimes. They'll
You just talk louder.
I just talk louder. That's the common theme. You get exposed by me. When I expose you, Roman, I love you. You know this. But when I expose you, people say, "Oh, Tommy, you just yelled. You didn't give me a chance to talk." No, I exposed you, gave you time to talk. You said something stupid, and I exposed you again. And then we continued down that road with the exposure road. Like you would say something, exposed. You would say, exposed. Exposed. That's how it went. Listen, like, subscribe. I see all you motherfuckers over on YouTube not doing it. I don't like it. Mess with the algorithm. Get it to the top of the charts, baby. Like, subscribe. Let's go.
Tom, I'm gonna mute real quick, just to break the fourth wall. That way, I'm not, it's not popcorn. I'm like on 2%, so I don't want to leave you again. So if I mute, you know why. Yeah, I'm here.
Evil Eagle. They said there's another team. They did. I think this is all the drive up price because the Colts are really in on them. And you take that for what it is. I don't really want them traded, but it is what it is. I'm not. Alex, A2D stands for agree to disagree, which is why we love sports, right? We don't all got to be on the agree to disagree train. We don't always have to agree to disagree.
Tom, while I'm muted, I could be like the sign guy, the sign language guy from the Super Bowl. Did you see him going crazy at the beginning of the Super Bowl last night, Tom?
Yeah, it was aggressive.
Yeah, so I'll be signing over here while I'm muted.
I feel like I could have played in the movie. I could have starred in it. Could have starred in Goodfellas, Don. We waited so long. Morris says we waited so long for a franchise guy, and we're going to get rid of him after one bad year, several injuries, trash roster, and a freaking pandemic. Yep. Philly, I hope not, Philly. So drafting a quarterback at 6. I mean, we're going to do this again. Ryan says the Broncos. It's a good one.
Oh, great. See what I'm saying, fam? There's a market for him. So everyone coming in our mentions the last 2 months, oh, well, you're stuck with Carson. I named like 7 dark horses, and I forgot 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. He's getting traded. You're going to be able to get a good package for him. Just wait it out. And don't take the freaking Bears offer. That's all I'm asking.
Legacy. Imagine him not even going to a Super Bowl legacy. Imagine him just going to like a title game. You know what I mean? You don't got to take him as far as Super Bowl. Title game.
Just win a playoff game. Imagine him just winning a playoff game. That was the biggest criticism of him. Oh, he can't win a playoff game. He can't play 16 games. He'll go to the Colts. He'll win a playoff game, and he'll play every game. Watch it happen. Just watch it happen. And not because he's great. It's because we're Philly, and that's what happens to us. If it happened to Aguilar, if it happened to Markelle Fultz, it'll happen to us.
Yeah, that was the question.
Tomorrow morning.
You think it's that close? You think it's that close to happening? Jesus.
I'm praying. I'm praying for my sanity. No, you know what's going to happen, Tom? Because this is old school A2D right here. You know this, and Chrome does. It'll happen during lazy booking tomorrow night because all of the biggest breaking news in sports happens during a wrestling show.
Yeah.
That's when it'll happen. It'll happen during lazy booking tomorrow night.
Marquise, you know how I feel about Mr. Pitts. You know, I'm officially sold on him. Yep, Chrome thinks tomorrow night. What are you talking about? I never played quarterback. I did so. I'm not going to lie about that. And then I went to tight end because Joe Flacco was there. So, yeah, no, I played quarterback. I'm not lying about that. I'm not going to say I was like anything good. I'm just telling you I played quarterback. So you can take it out for what it is. You know, guys, now you're trying to tell me what I did and didn't do. Now you're lying to me. Now you're trying to create. Now look at you. You're like the media, Rum. You know what I mean? You're making up stories now. Making up stories. Yeah, Pitts is Ertz, except he can go catch everything. That's the difference. He can go up and get it. I mean, Christian, you could think he's a cancer. You can think more and more sources he got Doug fired and still wants to trade because the locker room can't stand his ass. Where does that come from? Audubon, Rome. I went to Audubon High School in Jersey. That's where Joe Flacco went. Oh, man. I mean, you're going to tell me this. He didn't play. Hey, Lord, I mean, you want to go back to that again? Sorry, my mouse is acting up. You want to go back to a receiver at 6 again? Not like at 6, but like a receiver again in the first round? Jesus. Like, I like Smith and Chase a lot, but I would rather go Pitts because at least it sort of handles 2 situations because he can play the outside, can play the inside. That's just where I would stand on that. Yeah, Ron, we're talking about high school. Baseball. I like baseball better. So, what it matters. You played. Doesn't equal me knowing more because of either way. Now we're going to play this game. You know what I mean? You got to play a certain level of no shit. I'll fucking expose dudes who play at a higher level. I don't care. Get out of here. Good names. Good names, Marquise. I like pedigree all around there. Sante's son. Joe Horn's kid. Thank you, Hector. Found the like button. Let's go, baby. All you people over on YouTube, let's go. Pound that like. Pound that subscribe. Turn your alerts on. And turn them on. Come on. Not enough. 97 likes. 159 people listening. Come on. Salvatore, you see it again today? You saw it again today, baby. They circle back. Yeah, Howie loves everybody but Howie. Who would put a report out like that, Salvatore? I know. Listen, my Italian brothers, they know who in that organization would put that out. Who? Somebody in the chat. Drop in who. And we're not going to tell you. Oh, yeah, Don. What's this one, Don? Don, I like that. Give HUD Radio 5-star. And over on Facebook, you can give us stars, too. You can give us stars to get your comment pinned. I think 200 stars get your comment pinned on Facebook. That's what it keeps alerting me about. But on YouTube, you can just hit the like button and subscribe. 5 stars work, too. 5 stars work. We love it. So who do you guys think? Alshon? No. Ted? Yes. Jeffrey? Yes, Ted. It's exactly who would leak that. So now Jeffrey's off the hook because they talk. They're friends. They're good. They're on good terms. If you're on good terms with the owner, why are you getting traded? Terry, you don't see it? I don't know. Maybe it's something we got to turn on because it says it on the bottom of mine. It says, like, hit the stars to get your comment or give 200 stars to get your comment pinned. I don't know why still got it on here. But you can't click on it. Explain that. I don't know. Can't click on it. John, you know it, John. You know it. Yeah, what's the Wednesday? I mean, he's still here. They told us he was traded last week. What are you sick of waiting for, Rob? Like, what if he doesn't get traded? Are you going to be like an emotional roller coaster? I don't understand. What happens if he doesn't go? Then what?
Tom, do you think there's any chance he's not?
Mm-hmm. I told you I didn't think Deshaun Watson was getting traded because of the money. And now it comes out today that they're trying to keep him. So the money and the cap hit affect this whole thing. That's why they're not going to trade him just to trade him. I'm telling you guys that right now. They will trade him if they get the right thing back for him, sure. But just because you answer the phone doesn't mean you're trying to trade him or you want to trade him. But if you get blown away, sometimes teams trade guys. So I believe if they get blown away in a deal, then they'll move on from him. But if they don't get blown away in a deal, don't be surprised if he's still here. I just don't believe they're going to trade him to trade him. It's a $32 million dead cap, even if he's dealt. Doesn't matter. Released, traded, doesn't matter. So if you're not getting back the value you want in that. Listen, Rob, sometimes the pretty obvious stuff doesn't always necessarily happen. Cameron, he can want to leave all he wants. These players don't hold that. They don't hold them cards. They can not show up, and then it's their bank account.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could have a holdout, but that's the most they can do. It's way harder to force your way out of somewhere in the NFL than it is the NBA.
No, you're right. Don, I think it's the same thing, Don. If Stafford's worth 2 first, I agree. And they got a player. I mean, Ted, that might be the way to go. If they decide to keep Wentz. I think there's always the chance of there's always a chance of him staying as a chance of him getting traded. Like I think that they say they're in a place where they can't kumbaya it. I think it's a joke because your owner leaked today that they're sort of kumbaya in it. Right? Alex, what'd the owner say? Alex, he said, oh, they talked. Sirianni's talked. They're good. Just hasn't talked to Howie. Okay. Why would we draft a quarterback first off, Rob? So to say why would we trade him, I don't know. Man, I don't know if I want to give them Marcus. I don't know if I want to give them, now I'm giving them that. They're in a good spot. They're in a good spot getting both of them.
Yeah, I did hear the report to where because of how intricate the Carson trade could be to where it could be like a multi-level deal where there's like players from the Eagles going with Carson.
It's possible. No, because I don't know what these two young Thundercats are talking about. Win Super Bowls. You know what I mean? With Jalen Hurts? Okay. What's up, Philly Sports Passion? I don't know. I mean, everybody's tradable, Christian. Everybody's got everybody's tradable. I mean, I'm not trying to trade Miles Sanders, but everybody's tradable from this team.
Yeah, I mean, I can recall about a calendar year ago we were talking about the rumors of trading Miles Sanders in a package for DeAndre Hopkins. Just saying. Obviously, it didn't happen, but just saying.
Yeah, we are going to regret trading them, aka Eagles. I think we are. Or if we do, maybe we don't for once. Maybe we don't. Sorry, reading something. Well, maybe we don't get burnt. But I mean, most time when you trade, your franchise guy, et cetera, something to that level, you usually get burned. Hugh, I feel like I haven't left the parade yet, babe. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm still walking around there. That's how much I miss it. Don, you're a draft junk, and now you got 2 firsts the next 2 years. Our draft nights are fun, but to be honest with you, I love the draft, but I hate it at the same time. Is that fair to say? Because I don't want to be like the draft guy. You know what I mean? I want to win. I want to win on the field. I don't want to have to be like, oh, well, we won another draft. But again, look, no Pro Bowlers. Hey, you guys see this? No Pro Bowlers again. Again. I mean, come on. I don't want to be that organization anymore. I just don't want to be that team. I want to win. And if you guys think the best way for us to win is to deal him, then so be it. Listen, come on, 154 people liking, 107 likes. 107 likes. Get them likes up there on YouTube. Well, what would you do, Ayler? Jets second overall picking a young player on their day. What young player? Quentin Williams. Is he still there? D tackle.
I was going to say, who do they have left on that defense? I feel like they traded everybody.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I need to know who's on the defense. What, Rome? What do you got to ask me, baby? Ask me. Remember, we got 2-piece coming up later tonight. We got Flight Zone coming on 9:30 night. Before that, we got Sports Hounds. They'll be on at 7:15 following us. So you got the Sports Hounds taking in the Flight Zone. What are they talking about? Wentz. They're talking about Wentz too. So, maybe something happens for all you guys and breaks with them, or even breaks with Robbie and Brad at 7:15. So, we're going to have guys on the air all night. So if something does go down, we got plenty of coverage of it. So you can tune in, turn on your alerts. We got shows every day and something for everybody. Something for everybody. You don't like something? Don't unsubscribe because we'll be back. We're here. Does he have to go? I mean, it's the same questions. Does Carson have to go? You know what I mean, Alex? Like, do you have to trade guys that aren't even 30 yet? Like, that you should be trying to build around? I mean, should you? I mean, he doesn't have to go, but I think he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's going. he's going. Am I overly thrilled about it? No, but I'm also, at this point, knowing where the organization was, I wish they would have traded him friggin' 12 months ago, to be honest. Because, you're going to be able to get a third for Hurts? Maybe. Second? I don't think so. I don't think he's worth a second-round pick. Last year, yes. Now, no. I don't think so.
No, there's not. I mean, even last year, I mean, it's hard to get a second for him. You know what I mean? It's just hard. Period. The only thing that really brings you value back is the quarterback. You know what I mean? Now, you've seen the ends do it. Like Khalil Mack brought a lot of value back. Like if you're the best of your position somewhere, that can bring you a ton of value. But overall, like really the quarterback is what gets you your most value back because that's what everybody's looking for. Everybody's looking for a damn quarterback. The whole league looks for a quarterback. Just like the whole league looks for left tackles. The whole league looks for offensive line. And don't you think that there ain't going to be a running offensive lineman coming off this board early more than you think because of what you watched in the Super Bowl? If y'all think that there ain't going to be more of a running offensive lineman, you're all crazy. Just watch. Sit back and watch. Think about it, watch. They're like, oh, my God, if you can't protect, you can't win. No shit. Fucking saying it for years. Saying it for years.
I don't know, Tom. I mean, the way Mahomes looked last night, I don't know. Maybe they should trade him. Go back to Chad Henne. Chad Henne looks pretty good.
Sit him down.
Draft a guy in the second round. Insurance. Banged up foot. Got a concussion protocol. Oh, he's a project, Tom. Mahomes, can't trust him. And for anyone at home who doesn't understand, I was being facetious. That was sarcasm.
Yeah.
Wait for the comments to be like, oh, you think Mahomes stinks? No, everybody. It was a joke. It's fine.
Why do you think, Jesse, why do you think we won in 2017? We had a great defensive front, and we had a great offensive line. Even though we lost Peters, we still had Vaitai, and he was really good at left tackle. So, I mean, that's why.
Tom, I say this to you all the time. I pray to God that Jordan Mailata ends up being Vaitai. Not because Vaitai was a Hall of Famer, but because if I can get a rugby guy to turn into Vaitai, be our freaking Swiss Army knife on the offensive line who can also start at times, damn, we're in a good spot.
No, absolutely. First of all, I love HUD tats to be a thing.
Oh yeah, Tom, I've gotten some texts, fans of the program, that.
Okay, they can all kiss my ass.
So, you know what I'm about to say?
Yep.
They're asking the status of your tattoo if it's happening.
I'm not getting a fucking tattoo. Are these people stupid? Because I'm gonna get.
I'm just passing along the text. I didn't ask. I know what the answer was. I just wanted to make sure if it was on record. That's all.
No, it's on record. They can all kiss my ass. Think I'm getting a real fucking tattoo if a guy's traded. I'm not the stupid organization that's eating $30 million. You know what I mean? The organization get a tattoo on their ass for fucking up. Chase says thoughts on Dillard. Well, listen, he came out being a good pass blocker. We knew that. That was what sold the organization on him. I'm not a fan, but it doesn't mean he won't be able to play. You got to hope he can play. I'm not getting no damn tattoo, Don. Gets that tattoo of a white quarterback on my ass. I'll never be allowed at a freaking. I'll never be allowed at a barbecue ever. The cookout's never allowed there. Never be allowed there. Saying I think he's soft too, but I'm hoping he's not. You know what I mean? I'm hoping he's not. I'm hoping he can play. Shit, another first round pick that can't play. How long are we gonna do this?
I'm hoping for Jalen Hurts' health for that sake. I'm hoping he's not as soft as I think he is. Not to go back to the same stuff we talked about last summer, but Derek Barnett did make Andre Dillard cry. So I don't know if that's exactly a badge of honor. Marcus, we got to say Dillard because we used a first-round pick on him. Who am I more confident in? I would say Mailata, just because the steps he's taken from not even playing football before to now being a serviceable starter in year, 3, 4? I got to see Dillard on the field first. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't even get on the field at this point. So I have to say Dillard based off of what would be best for this organization, but who am I more confident in? And I know people will be like, oh, you're more confident in a rugby guy? At this point, yes. Yes. Is that
I'll give that first round pick a chance, though. You know what I mean? I'll give that first round pick a chance to succeed. Well, we had Brandon. We had a great backup left tackle that was able to come in and help out there, but we had the rest of our line intact, which was huge. What the Chiefs did, they had to move their right tackle to left tackle, which I'm never a fan of. Then they moved their guard to right tackle, and then Wisniewski, I think, came in and played guard for him. So they had 3 different position moves off of one position. So think about that. It wasn't just losing one position. They had 3 position moves that they had to deal with. So that's hard to overcome. It's hard to overcome. They're a team that could overcome it. But guess what? Typical Andy. They didn't even try running the football early. They didn't even try to run the football. Now, granted, it's the number one rush even the football, but you still got to try to run it. Where Tampa ran down their throat.
I speaking of that game too, how it kind of translates to the Eagles. I forget which. I want to say it was John Clark, but I'm not 100% sure. I hope it wasn't John because I like John Clark. Did I see last night him put out a tweet saying, "Oh, Shady McCoy was in back-to-back Super Bowls. Should we bring back Shady McCoy to get some of that Super Bowl atmosphere back in the building?"
Did he say all that? I know he definitely tweeted about him getting 2 rings. No, they didn't, Jesse. Oh, should have. Yes, they should have. Yeah, I don't know why they went all crazy. They moved everybody around. You move a right tackle to left tackle. That's no bueno. That's what I said in the Super Bowl. Remember, everybody said, well, move Lane to left tackle. I said, you're fucking idiots. No, you don't. It's different footwork. You keep him at right tackle. He's an all-pro there. Right? You put Vitae left tackle. Common sense. Common sense. And why do you think they didn't win last night? You can't protect. You don't win. I don't care if you got Superman back there. They do got Superman back there. And they still couldn't win with Superman. Shit, think about that, fam. They couldn't win with Superman. Why? Because their line was in shambles. Yeah, they got good. Both got good upside, Herbig and Driscoll. But guess what? The fact that they're playing last year means you stink. It's good they got some run, but if they're playing last year, you stink. Simple.
Yeah, like if I really like Driscoll. Like that actually looks like one of the picks that's going to end up working for us. But if we can end up having like Mailata as the career backup for left tackle and Driscoll as the career backup for right tackle, I think we're in a really good spot, especially knowing Lane's always due to miss a few or more than a few. And, obviously with the big question marks at left tackle, and even if it is Dillard, he has injury history. So just depth-wise, I feel good in that spot, which I can't say a lot with a lot of our position groups. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that, okay, if Dillard's going to miss 4 games and Lane's going to miss 4 to 6 a year, I'm comfortable knowing Driscoll can get us through a handful of those games, being serviceable at least, and I know Mailata can get the job done on the left if need be.
Yeah, listen, they want competition. They got competition up front. Alex, you got to keep Brandon Brooks this year. I got to look at his numbers for the following, but this year you got to keep him. So you got to keep Fletcher Cox too, because you can't trade all these guys. There's too much cap hits going around. They're not in the position. Goodwin doesn't even make the roster. I don't think he's even in conversation to make this roster. They got too many young. Remember this. Everybody wants a wide receiver at 6. Like, we drafted 3 wide receivers last year. We have a 4th practice squad guy who showed he could play a little bit. All right, and then you got Greg Ward too, and then you got JJ from the year before that. So I mean, not saying JJ's good. I'm just making a point. Like, look at all them wide receivers you have, and then you want to draft one at 6'2". I mean, I'm fine with it if the guy can come and play and be a pimp. I don't give a shit who you draft. I would hope he's done, Chase. I mean, he always looks in great shape, but shit, I mean, that killed us. Like your guard, I think this like a month ago or 2 months ago. I say a lot of shit, but I remember this. Like, left tackle is extremely important. Don't get me wrong. All right, but guards have became just as important as tackles, because if shit gets blown up the middle, you can't step into your throws. So at least tackles, if they're not great, they can at least push guys out. You can step up in the pocket and make a throw. If you have bad guard play and bad tackle play, you're in a Carson situation. If you get bad guard play, it's hard to step up in the pocket and make plays. It's just hard. I mean, I like Sartain, but I'm not keeping Goodwin to draft Sartain. I got enough young wide receivers. How many young wide receivers do I need? Guys, if you want that kind of player, then just draft Pitts. You know what I mean? And I love Smith and Chase, but I would just draft Pitts because he can go up and get it on guys. And that's the difference maker in this league. Chase is explosive. I like Chase. I don't like Chase as much as everybody else does. Okay? I wouldn't be mad with Jamar Chase. Devontae Smith runs great routes. That's why he's a pimp. So that translates automatically. Okay? Pitts translates automatically because he can go up and get it on corners. He can outrun linebackers, and he can go up in double coverage and come down with a football. So Chase, to me, is third out of them skill position guys on my board. Not that he can't play. He's still top 10 talent. I just don't have him as high as everybody else does. Nug says, who do you think the biggest pimp the Eagles could draft? I love Sartain. A gun to my head, I'll take him. But I think Pitts, man, has some ridiculous fucking upside. And I just know how important the tight end matters in this league. We saw 1 catch 2 last night. We saw another great one in the game, have 10 catches. I mean, it's important. It's important. Mismatches are important. So, I don't know. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to think, but you're going to go back to wide receiver is just crazy. Dallas Goedert hasn't proven shit either. Got a whole line of guys who haven't proven nothing.
Well, couple things on the Marquise Goodwin thing. I know we went over this a couple weeks ago. And probably some of the fans missed it, but given his cap situation, he has no dead cap. So you're going to save $4.5 million if you cut him this year, which could be valuable. So, like we talked about, a handful of times, Tom. Those $5 million, cuts, they're going to add up and they're going to help us. You know what I'm saying? That can end up being a big difference maker, especially for a guy who, we didn't even give up any picks. We swapped picks late in the round, and I'm not saying he doesn't have value here, but if it's comes down to saving some money for roster flexibility or keeping him, especially knowing the depth of this roster, I got to say cut him.
Yeah.
And as far as like our rankings, Tom, and this is big for me because you know how I started with it, because I just look at the position. Pitts has moved up to 2 for me.
Behind.
Sartain's still 1.
No,
Sartain's 1. Pitts 2. I've got Chase 3. And everybody be like, oh, where's Devontae Smith? I don't think he's getting here. So, like, if he's there, obviously Smith, I would say Smith probably goes to 2 and Pitts goes to 3. Like, everyone goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not even putting him in my head right now because I don't think he's getting here.
I don't think so either, because I think a great landing spot for him would be Miami. It makes sense. So I could see it. And Pitts is tough. Injury history is the only thing that bothers me, Brandon. Okay? That's why I would have Sartain 1. Because I think Sartain plays for 12 years and he's an Iowa cat. You know what I mean? You guys can talk about all the other things negative about him. I'm going to talk about he makes open field tackles. And you see, when teams run the football, they want your corners to force corners to tackle. Okay? That's what teams try to do when they run the football. They always want to try to get your corners to tackle. And go find out real early if your corners are willing to. Him and Slayer are both willing tacklers. That'd be a great combo to have. Great combo to have. Pitts, to me, doesn't have the bust written on him. has the ability to be best tight end in football. Smith has the opportunity. I don't agree with Hall of Fame or bust because I think he's just a great route runner. Chase is the biggest bust factor to me. Because I remember, he played with Justin Jefferson and Joe Burrow. Like, you got to talk about that. Got to mention that a little bit on who he freaking played with. Christ. And I love him. But, I mean, got to talk a little bit about who he played with. We're the number one pick in the draft. And the rookie of the year. Should have been rookie of the year. We know how quarterbacks get that. Chase, just go watch him, guys. A lot of big plays, but, I mean, I watched Pitts go over top of cats. I watched Smith just take dudes out, leave their jockstrap laying around. And I tried telling you all that's what Justin Jefferson was. Smith, same type of guy, dude. Great route runner. You won't. If Smith there, it's a home run. I don't think he gets there. That's why I never really put him there. But Surtain's getting there.
Well, especially.
No, he didn't force him, Prism. He didn't force him. Jefferson went nicely. But, I mean, yes. Yes, but it doesn't mean he's got to show. Can he play the inside? Like, how good of a route runner is he? I know Smith is a damn good one. I like Chase. I'll take him. But I just got Pitts has no bust on me. None. Way too fucking athletic and catches everything. So it doesn't have bust. No bust. Chase has a little bust. Smith's size, I hear people's concern with it. Tyreek Hill's an infant. Okay, so I don't want anybody to talk to me about size. I mean, he's literally a fucking infant. So nobody talk to me about size of Devontae Smith. He fucking flat out can run routes. And if he's there at 6, you take him and you go to fuck the bed. And I'm not looking for a wide receiver, but I fucking take him. But Surtain's locking guys up for 12 years.
Now, let me ask you. So this is a nightmare scenario, Tom. And I've been looking forward to asking you this question for like 5 days because I want to get your reaction. And fam, I want you to chime in on this too. In a nightmare scenario to where you're only getting one of these two guys, which one would you rather have? And granted, you and I both don't want either of them. So don't think I'm selling anybody or we're selling anybody on either of these two guys. If you had to take one of them, would you rather have Fields or Waddle?
Waddle. It's Waddle. It's not close. I mean, I don't even like Waddle. But, I mean, like, I like him enough. But, I mean, yeah, I know what Hill weighs. But I just don't care about size when you can flat out run routes. If guys can get open, they get open. You know what I mean? And he gets open. I'm not comparing him to Tyreek Hill, but, like, Tyreek's a small dude. I mean, let's not act like he's not a little guy. 195, still small. But, he also put on muscle as you get older. Devontae Smith, the junior. I mean, I expect him to get a little bit bigger, too. Once he gets NFL workouts, etc., he'll put on 10, 15 pounds. So I don't expect him to be that same weight throughout his career as he grows into a man bod, too. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't, like, get into it. Can he get open? Always on the field. So, exactly, Jesse. He weighs 175 right now. He'll be 185 by a start. Fields is going to be a bust. Yep, I agree. Big buck, I agree. So listen, we didn't even get to any of the other crap, which is great because it just shows you that this is just ridiculous. It's just absurd. Sports Hounds are coming up next. They'll be live at 7:15 here, and their poll question is: the 2020-2021 Tampa Bay Buccaneers were Tom Brady's best team. Agree or disagree? No, maybe not his best.
I would disagree, but it's pretty damn good. I would say it's
Maybe it is. A lot of damn talent. I mean, Levante David's a pimp. White's a pimp. Winfield's a pimp. They got defensive pimps. Their front's pimps. Their skill position guys are filthy. I don't know. It's close. Good to see.
I guess you and I would both agree that team's biggest weakness was their offensive line, ironically enough.
Well, why do you think they went out and got Wiltz in the first round? Their left tackle. I mean, they went and did that. Brady's coming here. Guess who they're drafting? Because that's what beat him up last year. Part of Jameis Winston's issues. I mean, he stinks, period. But part of his issues, they can't block me or you. So they shored that up this year big time. Big time. Big time. I agree, Michael Brown. Six pick for Pitts or a corner. So we got, like I said, I got the Sports Hounds coming up at 7:15, 9:30. They're making their second appearance here, the Flight Zone. And they'll be on at 9:30. And they'll be talking more Wentz. I know Brinks and Brad will obviously talk about it if you guys bring it up. But everybody over on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're at, Twitter, Twitch, that's where we're live. Podcasts, we're everywhere. So give us a like right now. Give us a subscribe. Follow us. Turn your alerts on. I do, Brandon. I make up for a lot. I think if you're talking about me, you may not even talk about me, but I do make up for a lot with my mind and my ability to talk sometimes. It's all I got. Tell my wife all the time, one trick pony here. Barely screwing a light bulb.
I think he was talking about Brady, but the sentiment also goes for Utah.
Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Bama. How we picked, though?
If we had the I'm not doing this. I was going to say, what I was going to do? I was going to be like, well, if we take Surtain 6 and we trade Carson and we have the 20th pick, if Waddle's there, okay. But I don't think Waddle's getting the 20. But, that's what I'm talking. That's everyone, I remember people getting on us a couple weeks ago when, they're like, oh, you're disrespecting Waddle. We're not disrespecting Waddle. He's not a top 10 pick. He's the fourth best receiver. I'm not taking
my second favorite player in the draft right here. Sorry, Ryan. It's my third favorite player in the draft. Donovan, we appreciate you, baby. Appreciate it. It's my third favorite player in the draft right here. No, fourth probably. Fourth is Najee Harris. I love Najee Harris. You want a 1-2 punch? You want to win games, right? Because if Jalen Hurts is going to be your quarterback, then you're more run heavy, right? You got to become a more run heavy offense. So you need a bell cow in there too. I love Miles because he can take 180 to the house. I don't run from explosiveness, baby. I love explosiveness, right? But I also need a cow, a little bell cow. Najee runs with Najee wants to finish you. Finish you. What didn't I answer?
That's a grown man.
Sorry. It is a grown man, Rod. Yep. Top 3 offensive: Pitts, Smith, Najee Harris. Top 3 defensively: Surtain. I don't love the defense side of football yet. I like Micah. My third. I got
it's probably Farley.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't even like them. I'm more thinking, and to some of the people's comments, I'm more thinking about people that can get to us too. You know what I mean?
I know the hot name right now is that Pay.
Yeah, Penasul.
Pay.
Oh, defensively?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm good on that. Miles. He don't need 20 carries. Brandon, we've seen that. 20 carries gets his ass hurt. He needs to be fresh. The fresher he is, the more explosive plays you get. Trust me on that one. Trust me. Yeah, Parsons is second behind Surtain. Farley I like. I just don't like as much as other people. And I really got to look at defensive guys a little bit more. Outside of my SEC homies. I gotta dive through and see. Because I've been looking, I've been so set on Surtain that I haven't really dove. You know what I'm saying? I just that's who I want. So I haven't even thought about later rounds yet or any of that crap yet. I like the kid from LSU, the linebacker. I think you can get him anywhere from rounds 2 to 4. He can play. He can go sideline to sideline. And he can do a little bit of everything. I like him a lot. Definitely dropped if he would have been able to come out last year. Obviously, it's to win a national title. His value would have been higher. So, I mean, there's some guys. Yes, I would use a second rounder on Najee Harris. I'll trade back up in the first round to get Najee Harris. But that's just me. I also would have taken J.K. Dobbins, but what the fuck? What do we know? What do we know? Jabril Cox. Thank you, Don. Jabril Cox, and he can cover too. And, yeah, Parsons is a monster. Oh, I don't know about being better than Derrick Henry. But being very good, absolutely. Absolutely. Would I trade Wentz for McCaffrey? Yeah, where do I fucking sign up? I like Carson, but where do I sign up? So everybody told me to go with Carson when we trade him, right? No, because there's deals that I'll do in a heartbeat. You give me Christian McCaffrey, I don't care if he's been banged up. I want Christian and a first, and you can have Carson Wentz and a first. And I want your 8th pick of the draft. 8th pick of the draft and Christian McCaffrey, and you can have Carson Wentz. Night. Where do I sign up? I'll fucking drive him down there. Because then I go, Pitts, Surtain, McCaffrey. I don't give a fuck. He's playing quarterback. I'll play quarterback. I'll fucking play quarterback. All right? Throw to 60%. Dylan Moses. Love Dylan Moses. Don't start doing this. Don't start getting my SEC guys. Guys, don't start doing this. We got to end this show in a couple minutes. You guys are going to get me all fucking fired up. If they draft a Pac-12 guy at any point in the 7 rounds, Marquise, I will personally attempt to at least put a lighter on the NovaCare complex for the people. No, Don, yesterday's our due date. I don't know where this dude is. He ain't trying to come out. He's comfy. He said, I seen this world. Fuck you guys. He might not. I don't know. We should have a bet. Who comes first? Him or Carson's gone?
Tom, I was going to say, he's waiting for the trade, Tom. He's waiting so he doesn't have to hear the Carson versus Hurts debate. He's like, I'm not dealing with this.
No.
I'm not dealing with this.
No.
He knows what some of these comments were earlier. He's like, oh, I'm not rushing out there. I'm not getting out there. I'm staying in here.
More won the 3rd quarter last night in the ATD block pool and the 4th. Congrats, Moore. Congrats on that. It's a big win for you. Thank you for supporting. You guys know the proceeds are going to go, the extra proceeds outside of the winnings, are going all campus to try to help them out and try to rebuild down there, which was, great friends of A2D. Love John Coyle. And he's going to have some things. If you go donate to his GoFundMe, all right, you're going to be entered in a raffle for his place, which is a block from the boardwalk in Ocean City, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. You'll have a chance to win it, all right, either on 4th of July weekend or what's after Labor Day. So you have a chance to win 2 different weekends. So 2 different people are winning. He's gonna have tons of giveaways, and it's gonna be his way back. You know what I mean? So you're gonna help him rebuild, and he's giving you a great place to stay in Ocean City on big weekends that are like, valued like $5,000 a weekend here. You know what I mean? $5,000 a weekend. How many viewers on YouTube right now or Facebook right now? I don't even know. Hold on. 11. Right now. There was a lot more. We were a lot higher than that throughout most of the show. But wherever you're listening, doesn't matter where the hell you're getting us at. Like, subscribe, follow, do it for us. We're here for the people, baby. We're here for all you son of a bitches out there. Even if we hate your opinion, even if we hate it, we're still here for you. We're still here trying to talk common sense into you. If you don't want to hear it, then guess what? Have selective hearing. It's fine. It's fine. Hear what you want to hear. People are great at that too. So listen, do us a favor. You see the logo down there. Do yourself a favor. Bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D. 20% off. I just got my wellness pack in today. It's phenomenal. You guys know Riley Cote. He played for the Flyers, co-founder of this. Lives by their products. I've been taking the Clarity and Focus for 3 months now, I think, and locked in. Love it. I tell people to go get the Clarity and Focus all the time. I just got a wellness bundle pack in. That's all kinds of different things. So, like organic gummies, all kinds of stuff. So really cool stuff that I'm looking forward to trying. So I'll let you guys know about the other products, but I can speak for the one product I've been getting. Money. So bodycheckwellness.com, promo code A2D. And then this show was brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox, because we know many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. And we're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. If you just need somebody to talk to, fam, and we're not enough for you, which is totally fine. I'm not even enough for myself sometimes. The counseling center, all right? Easy one. Televisits. You don't have to go in and you can talk to somebody. My guy, Rob Lutman, whose number's at the bottom here, he's the best. He's aces. I love Rob. So give him a call if you need help. 856-651-8117. Don't be scared to ever ask for help, all right? And we're also brought to you by PhillyDrinkers.com. All right, you can go search for all our HUD gear. All you got to do is go to the search bar, type in HUD, all our gear, all our shit comes up. Go check them out. And then obviously our doc, make them yours. Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Oh, sorry, there we go. My mouse. This mouse is an issue. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Our guy, Dr. Paul Vidal. Fam, you know you can go back and listen to all our stuff. Our podcasts are everywhere. Our shows stay up everywhere. If you missed any of it, hey, turn your alerts on. We're always here. Got 2 more shows coming up tonight. All right, Sports Hounds coming up in 2 minutes. Only on HUD Radio, followed by Flight Zone. Stay tuned. Turn your alerts on. The best in the business. No notes. For Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, we love you. Right? You battled today. Different environment right now for you. Wasn't our same, but we crushed it today because it's what we do. I felt it. I felt the click in when the things weren't going your way, really. And guess what? We got through it. We got through it. Yes, to say bye that way.